there, YouTube. Petey Twofinger here for Brew City Craft Juice. Now, I met Sean. Sean is the owner of Brew City. I met Sean at the Vape Bash 4, Vape Bash 2015 at the Pheasant Run Resort in Palatial, St. Charles, Illinois. This is going on 3 years. About 3 weeks ago, the juice has been steeping and patiently awaiting for this moment to arrive. I have been not so patiently. I'm really excited about bringing this review to you guys. I've kind of really built up
meeting Sean.
We were there on Friday night, which is the day leading up to the big day, Saturday and Sunday, and it was undercrowded. Really not, there was 2, maybe 4 of the vendor areas, which created a little bit enough of a hullabaloo or ruckus to actually bottleneck. It was very challenging to get anywhere near the Brew City vendor area, and for good reason. I'm so sorry, Malekum's Mods. I'm so sorry, Juji's Crazy E-Liquid. I'm sorry, Electric Sweet Sauce, but Brew City, they completely knocked it out of the park and walked away with it, no question. Meeting Sean, how do I put this without coming off like this? Well, it would be easy to look at Sean and he's one of these overly charismatic young gentlemen. I mean, it'd be easy to think here's a guy who just skated through his life and he's accomplished all of his goals without breaking a sweat. I was oafishly and kind of braggadociously trying to make my way through this long introduction myself, and he kind of coyly just dropped that not only was he a professional photographer, but he had also photographed and shot for the military. He was a military photographer and he shot Afghanistan and a bunch of other exotic, interesting locations. Now, you hear about this, you may even have met some of these types of folks in your life. I met a guy, and it's very awkward, you don't even know about the Vietnam, this here empty glass represents your freedom that I fought for, oh my goodness, now the guy, I gotta buy him a drink, and I was gonna ask him to buy me one, and he's like, you don't even know about the tunnel rat, and I'm thinking, a 6'3", 365-pound tunnel rat, yeah, I'll take 2 over here with a shot of sodium pentothal on the side for my tunnel rat friend. Now, I would be considered one of these, I have a tendency, I can take things a little bit further than the average Joe, especially online. So I went ahead and I found Sean's photo blog. And sure enough, the photographs are categorized by countries, and starting with A for Afghanistan. And here they are, all these special ops G.I. Joe guys, this unbelievably cool, amazing photography, time-lapse Starfield, but there's a Laws rocket, just all perfectly Adobe After Effects. I don't want to say Photoshop, there was none of, there was no shenanigans, but and I'll tell you, when you Google Brew City Craft E-Liquid, what I have always, it's you're rewarded with this plethora of high quality. They definitely have a thing. They have all the photography is, there's no camera phone photos. All of the photography is just outstanding. Everything having to do with the presentation of this company stands out as being completely above average and outstanding. So hats off. And today we're going to see the rubber meeting the road. Does it walk the walk, talk the talk? Does the glossy image that this company has portrayed actually, can the juice back that up? Now, taking a look online, quoting from their site, we are here to bring you quality liquid with one-of-a-kind flavors. Handcrafted by our e-liquid formulation experts here in Milwaukee, Wisconsin. And that's about it. Short, sweet, and to the point. Now, I am from Chicago. My wife and I have been married for 476,000 years. We did choose to spend our honeymoon in Milwaukee, Wisconsin. At the time, it was July, and they have something called Summerfest, and this is the place to be if you're into the live musics. Now, at the time, they had 12 stages with a 13th, like a normal, like megadome, type of a deal. Metallica, John Cougar Melon Lips, Tommy Dorsey, and the SpongeBobettes, Mr. Bumful. Everyone was there. Now, what struck me about my time in Milwaukee was this is like a youngish, hippish, smart city. Like the way the highways were laid out, it was clean, it was roomy, just absolutely unfair to compare it to Chicago. Walking out of the venue with a open container of beer, nodding at the public servant and having the man in blue nod back at me. I mean, that's what it's all about, And the tour to Millertown, USA, in the beer garden, enjoying that. They called it high life, but this wasn't no high life that I ever had. It was so unbelievably good. Milwaukee to me, I always associate, your typical traditional thoughts on this type of a thing. Northern, middle United States is like comfort food, like, dairy, cheese products, sausages, fatty based meats, comfort food, oiled beasts, casseroles containing, all kinds of ingredients that are not good for you, and when combined, generally lethal. Now, I'm guessing that some of this Midwestern sensibility may have very well translated when the formulation experts were working their magic. And when I think of the word craft, immediately it brings to my mind gloves, an elderly gentleman with a big beard. Perhaps when he ventured out upon his quest, he may have been a clean-shaven young lad, but through his journey to achieve this level of craftsmanship, so not taking this lightly, but what struck me was it's also affordable at $13 for 15 mils for a craft juice. If it really does, if it really is above premium, and these flavors really are outstanding, it is a widely available product. They do have their own Facebook page, but I would really twist your arm to additionally just go to the website, Brew City Craft E-Liquid, and check out this fantastic, this aesthetic that they've developed. Hats off to Sean. You got a good eye. They have a wholesale section. You can, if you're, and also it's widely available. I grabbed a few names off the list: Vape Select, Milwaukee Vapor, Vaposphere, Vape in USA, Hyperion Vape in luxurious Lombard, Illinois, and ejuices.com. Now, over at ejuices.com, they are getting $12.99 for a 15 milliliter amber glass bottle. It is a child safety cap locking dripper bottle, and this came with a safety seal that you have to cut off. I like that. This is 3 milligram nicotine. Warning: product contains nicotine. Keep away from guttons, pets, and children. Not for sale to minors. This is the Strawful, so it has a red S. Just letting you know what's in the bottle. From a distance, you can see, like if it was the blue Raz, it would have a red R on the bottle. Now, it is 50-50 e-liquid, meaning the base is 50% VG, 50% PG, so this would run equally as well in a RTA or tank style atomizer or a dripping atomizer. And they also, they offer a whole nother line. There is 6 fantastic flavors under the Brew City eJuice line, craft eJuice line. They have a sister line which is called the No Name Juice with 4 tantalizing flavors. Each one of these ironically featuring their own unique, individual, and identifying moniker. So the No Name Juice, they each have a name. So the vaping irony never ceases to amuse. Getting back to this company's ethos, another thing that I noticed was they do utilize young, attractive women. They had girls working at the, I didn't mean to put it that way. They had lots of young people. There was a good amount of people representing the company, and they had some attractive young females as well. Now, in their advertising, they also do feature photographs of fine-looking, attractive young women. And this is where they get a little bump of a hats off from me personally, because these are not bikini girls. It's not, they're real, like that type of marketing, which, I mean, maybe if you're, 8 to 13 years old, that would really work well for you. Do we need any more of that type of marketing? And do we need, as vapors, especially with kind of what's going on in the climate with like having to kind of defend ourselves? So hats off to the folks at Brew City BBQ for not taking, the sleazy road, for taking the high road. Let's not objectify our women, I mean, come on. So that was another thing that I was like, you know what, that's pretty cool. I can really get behind that. Well, I thought about it. I have 10 bottles of e-liquid, which would have made for an incredibly long video. So I have vaped all this stuff and wrote down notes for my first impressions. I suppose eventually I can come back and addendum to this if I waffle on any of it. My opinion on both of these lines is it is indeed, the cat's out of the bag. It is some really good, premium or craft juice. It really is good stuff. Now, did I care for all of it? No, I didn't. But then again, I mean, taste is subjective. You can't please everyone. Some of these flavors are a little bit boundary pushing. They're a little bit more off the beaten path, or unusual flavoring, I will say. And I just simply didn't care for some of them. Unless it's the case of getting a bad batch, but I really doubt that. I think that I just didn't, I just don't care for some of the flavors. Now, starting off with the Bradford, I will go ahead and read the description. Bradford is a sweet and tart combination of strawberries and lemons. Well, I expected strawberry lemonade, and boy, I was wrong. This is a mellow, it is a sweet and light strawberry and lemon. It is not the intense strawberry lemonade that I would normally be expecting. This was like a pleasant, mellow, underwhelming. If anything, this could go for a little additional kick in the flavor, but it wasn't that lemonade, that intense fake lemon that we're used to, the candy lemon style. This was an authentic strawberry, a non-candy, but it was a light, satisfying, tasty vape. There were no chemical or perfumey hints, and it was well balanced between the vapor and the throat hit. I'm guessing that maybe as time goes on, I'm going to become a little bit more, my taste buds are going to recover fully. So that's another thing to keep in mind, is I have a tendency to respond to very powerful flavors just because of the amount of damage that has been done from the smoking abuse. Now, the Umbrella is listed as a wonderful summer fruity blend. This is a melon flavor, is what I picked up on the predominant. It was not a candy or artificial. It was authentic, like honeydew green melon. So much to the point where it was a little bit bitter. You could almost like taste the rind. I did not care for that flavor. Again, it was not overpowering. Everything was balanced. It wasn't too sweet. It wasn't weak in this case. It was just that flavor, I would give it, I did not like it. I really didn't like it. It was like, but I can be kind of picky about certain flavors. I just don't care for them initially. Now, the King Custard is listed as their creamy vanilla custard with a hint of cinnamon. This is an absolute knock it out of the park custard. Some of the custards I don't care for. This one is an excellent blend of vanilla. It isn't that overpowering rich custard. It is a very thick and rewarding vape. I mean, this is just, words can't even describe how delicious this flavor is. The cinnamon is there. It's like a third note, This is just like really, really good vanilla custard. The Vaccine. Vaccine is a pear coconut. Unfortunately, I really did not like the Vaccine. It seemed like there was an intense biting forenote on the pear. This may benefit from a little bit of not, what do they call it? It's not breathing. You gotta streeze your juice. You take the juice, you put it in a box, you put that box in a drawer, you open the drawer, you close the drawer, you move that dresser, you put it in your closet, then you open your closet, you close your closet, and you gotta creep away, set your timer, stopwatch for 15 seconds, you gotta come back, you gotta spook your juice, spook that juice again, you come back, you do that on a schedule. Now this isn't for everybody, but it's a game changer. So yeah, the vaccine, I think it's the pear. It's a pear coconut mix, and the pear, it was just like, almost like skin crawling reaction. I did not like that. Kind of a biting, intense 4-note. Almost seemed like something was wrong. I mean, could the formulation experts have made an error, or there been a bad batch slip through? I really doubt it. I'm guessing I just don't care for this actual pear flavoring. So the blue raz this is marketed as a sweet blue raspberry candy, and this is a very pleasant flavor. If you're familiar with like blueberry, the berry Kool-Aid, or that blue candy raspberry flavor, that's what this is. It is not overpowering, it's not too sweet, it's well balanced all the way around. This was like a perfect vape. Am I huge on the raspberry flavoring? No, I'm not. Normally I find it overpowering. This was not overpowering. It was just right. But there is a strawberry lemonade vape by another manufacturer that I am absolutely in love with this. And this is the same exact thing minus that candied lemonade to balance it out. And I find on its own, the blue raspberry is a very good flavor. When you mix it with that lemonade, it just kicks off, and it is so excellent. So it's not a bad flavor. Unfortunately, this was stymied by my present love affair for a combination of a blue raspberry with a lemonade. What's that one? Brew City line. We have the Strawfuls, and this is the Strawfuls is marketed as a strawberry waffle delicacy. And boy, they aren't kidding. This is absolutely delicious. Again, they knocked it out of the park with this. Strawfuls it's a toss-up between what I would like if I could only take one to the desert island, between that King Custard and this Strawfuls. It would be, I would have to like rectally conceal one, because they're both that good. I found I didn't taste the waffle so much as I tasted maple syrup, which who would think that strawberry and maple syrup would be such a delicious combination, but they indeed are. This is not overly sweet. It's not a candied strawberry flavor. It is a perfect balance all the way around, meaning the amount of flavor, the amount of sweetness, the amount of vapor production versus throat hit. Fantastic. Strawfuls, man, is that a good vape, along with the King Custard. The Blue Raz, very good. The Vaccine, which that actually I found my marketing data on that. Vaccine is a pear-based juice with a sweet coconut finish. Vaccine was not for me, unless I don't know if anyone can comment if they have tried this and they ran into that and it was actually delicious, or if there are other vapors out there that do not care for pear because of a strong biting, a 4-note, almost like something's wrong, like really intense. So again, I'm going to try additional steeping that. But and then the Bradford was very pleasant. It was a bit underwhelming on the flavor. It is not a real tart, fake lemonade. It is just kind of a pleasant mixture of a little bit of lemon with a strawberry. And the Umbrella, I did not like that honeydew. I guess I don't. I tried another manufacturer's melon, and I didn't like that either. Like, really didn't like it. So, I mean, should I skip the ones that I know I'm not going to like, or do I be fair and go,
I didn't like it?
Because I feel bad, but, you know, I didn't like it. I'm not going to say that I did. The other line of juice that they sell is the No Name juice, and Here we have the SPF 15. This is a strawberry coconut. I did not expect myself liking this at all. Typically, if it is a predominant coconut flavor, I can't stand it. But I actually really like this SPF 15, which that is a play on sunscreen. I found that the coconut didn't taste artificial or perfumey. There wasn't that unpleasant alcoholish, like, whoa, something's wrong aftertaste or biting attack on it. It wasn't sharp. It's a creamy coconut, and the strawberry is pleasant, more noticeable on the exhale. So yeah, the SPF 15, would I ADV it? No, but did I enjoy it? Oh yeah, it is definitely some good stuff. Now the Aunt Sally, I've actually been to the Florida Keys. I've been to Florida I think 9 times, 10 times, and I've actually have tried authentic key lime pie. The key limes are a little bit smaller and they're a little paler. They're not so much green as they are yellowish. There's something called a calamansi, which is a fruit from the Philippines that it's similar to a lime in its effect, but it isn't a lime. But boy, I'll tell you what, if you want to have a treat, get a hold of some calamansi or calamansi concentrate, if you can find that. And then some coconut milk, and go ahead and whip yourself up a little DIY pina colada. Forget the rum. I'm talking about just a dessert treat. Ooh, I mean, you can get those Bacardi things and, make one of these as a treat, hold the rum and have a nice little pina colada treat for dessert. But that calamansi mixed with the coconut milk, oh my goodness. Now getting back to so I am going to try this key lime. I'm going to try mixing some of this with the SPF 15 and the Aunt Sally. The Aunt Sally, I was not expecting myself to go for this. It is a very pleasant, well-balanced lime. It's not, again, I didn't find any of these, most of them weren't candy. I mean, there are, like the Blue Raz was a candy. For the most part, this has all been really authentic flavoring. Now, I did not find it. It was perfectly balanced. The Aunt Sally, if you're a fan of citrus vapes, this is a huge thumbs up. Excellent, Aunt Sally, hats off. Blue Moon, the original ice cream. Now, Blue Moon is a flavor of ice cream that is popular in the upper Midwest of the United States. It is Smurf Blue. It is a marshmallowish, sweet taste similar to Fruity Pebbles. And Blue Moon is absolutely delicious. It tastes just like the ice cream. And if you're curious, just either pick up some of the blue ice cream or go ahead and go for the Blue Moon vape, because this is a absolutely delicious, satisfying, and well balanced. Not too sweet, just right on the flavor, just right in the sweetness, with excellent vapor production and throat hit as well. Bringing us up to the Toucan, which is their take on a fruit cereal favorite. I'm guessing Toucan Sam, that would be Fruity Loops. I did not care for. I have yet to find a Fruit Loops that I'm crazy about. This particular Fruit Loops I found a bit, perhaps again, there was a sharpness on the attack. There was a bit of a chemical aftertaste. So I'm not sure if this was a batch issue or if I just simply do not care for some of the flavorings that they use to produce the Toucan. I am definitely going to be giving it another shot. I felt all of these juices were indeed worthy of the craft. They are exquisite. They're not your run-of-the-mill flavorings that they're using. I felt that this is indeed worthy of the craft badge. Some of the flavorings I'm not crazy about. I mean, this is 10 different flavors of e-liquid. The fact that I gave, I liked more than half of them, and the amount of them that I loved, because I'm pretty picky about e-liquid. So I was very impressed with the Brew City line. I wanted to say a special thanks and good luck to Sean. Thank you very much for giving me the opportunity to represent your company. Wish you guys all the best of luck. You, my neighbors. I'm going to have to pop up there. I know they have an arcade. They have an 80s style arcade up there where they have a Tron machine. I want to go up there and see if I can get to the recognizers. Maybe knock that bit out. So, you guys, thanks so much for watching. Do I have a slogan? My slogan is
Peace.